We have new images from Netflix's adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and again, they all look great. But, what details did we miss? What episodes might they be from, and how faithful are they to the animated series? In this video we'll take a closer look at each of them. Starting with the one of Aang, we have a look from another angle.
What? It was pretty funny.
To our beloved Baldy. The image looks great. The play with the lights on the clothes give it a touch of epicity, and for the first time we can observe a full body Aang with his boots. The image is taken from the Winter Solstice episode Part 1, with the altar of Heibai to the side, unlike the series in which he meditates on his head. It is also possible that it is a glimpse of the real Heibai in bear form, but I'm going with the option that it is the altar, only instead of standing, the bear is propped up on its four legs. It is also the first glimpse of Aang's glider more in detail, in which we have the airbending logo engraved on a metal plate, detail that looks great. The next one is that of Gran or Kanna, which shows us a little more of the clothing of the Southern Water Tribe. In general it looks very good. From far away the hair looks like it was made with AI, but if we look closely it looks more realistic, but if we get even closer we can see the texture of this kind of fabric that is used to put on a wig. I'm not sure if in the video you can see this gauze-like fabric, but in the image you can. It is a minor detail because during the series it is very difficult to pay attention to these things when they are in motion. Regarding the appearance, she looks amazing and even a little bit touching her face, bringing me an image more to an old Katara than a Gran, which did not cause much, at least to me. The texture of their clothing looks a bit advanced for the technology they might use in the Water Tribe, but it looks cool anyway. The patterns, just like on Katara, don't fascinate me, and maybe I would like to see a little more grime on those clothes. But they are very meticulous details. In general I love it. I think it's the one that has the most impact on me of this batch of new images. In the background we can see part of the Southern Water Tribe, which, as I mentioned before, looks great, as simple and precarious as the one we see in the series. This scene is probably one of the following two: the first time Aang appears in the Water Tribe, or more likely, the moment when Katara and Sokka go to the rescue of the Avatar. I opt more for the second one because you see that face of a grandmother who is heartbroken to see her chicks grow up. This is the first time we can see the Kyoshi warriors' uniform in detail, and, wow, it looks amazing. Look at these engravings on the leather with the fans, or the stripes on the sleeves. In this particular image, where we see her outdoors and not enclosed in a room, we can appreciate much better the colors and looks much more natural makeup of the Kyoshi warrior. Next to her we have Yukari, who will be Suki's mother, obviously a new character who doesn't exist or we never saw in the world of Avatar. She will probably be a replacement for Oyaji, the leader of the village located in Kyoshi Island, since she was a character without any kind of background who was just there because she was. Now they will be able to link her to Suki and somehow also make a Netflix-like change, making the leader of the village a woman instead of a man. To me, this makes sense, since the chapter itself shows us the empowerment of women with the Kyoshi warriors, teaching Sokka a lesson.
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that. It's just the natural order of things. Who are you? Where are the men who ambushed us?
There were no men. We ambushed you.
I would be honored if you would teach me.
Even if I'm a girl?
I'm sorry if I insulted you earlier. I was wrong.
So this adds more weight to achieving this goal. The clothes themselves look excellent on both, and in the background we get a glimpse of some of the houses in the village. In this episode we will have a few changes, and here are my theories. It is likely that who follows the Avatar is not Zuko but Zhao. This is because in the trailer we saw a supposed Aang falling from the sky, but if we see frame by frame, it is Kyoshi. Probably Aang transforms into Kyoshi as he did in the episode of Chin the Conqueror, to defeat the Fire Nation, having a very different outcome. The village does not look burned, so if it is the scene where the Avatar team leaves, we will not have a burned Kyoshi Island, and maybe we will not see the Yanagi either, which I see wise because they would spend a lot of budget to make a giant monster in CGI, which hardly looks good in the series. This also saves us the scene where Aang climbs the sea monster to extinguish the burning village. The mechanic looks a 10 out of 10. It is the first time we see visible marks of dirt and a little more reality in this images, as they usually look like just out of bath, and while in the animated series usually this looks the same, it is a good detail that in the live action we can see this passage of time on the characters. The clothes look amazingly good, the textures are great, the colors too. At least in this image does not have the monocle he uses during the animated series, and it is the first glimpse we will have to the Northern Air Temple. And the workshop of this crazy inventor.
I said don't touch anything.
Again, doing a zoom we can notice the scars to glue the fake beard of the character, as well as on his eyebrows. I'm pretty sure we won't notice any of this during the series, but since we're talking about details, here are some. Following this we have Jet. The character itself looks very similar, the clothes are not quite noticeable but it is accurate. The cast of the Freedom Fighters is great, so I don't think we have any surprises on this side, they all look very similar to the animated series. One thing we do notice in this image is that we are not seeing him in his treehouses in the Gaypan forest, which is beautiful with its reddish trees, but maybe this is Gaypan itself, the Fire Nation town which they were planning to destroy. Maybe the wall behind it is the water dam. There are no rumors about what will happen with this group, but we do know that they will not have a dedicated episode as in the series with the so-called Jet. In my personal opinion, they will be part of Omashu or Mask where the blue spirit comes out. The last image is of June, who looks the same as in the series. It seems to be like the first appearance of the character, only that in the animated series, this happened on Zuko's boat.
Stay back! Get back! We're after a stowaway! There are no stowaways on my ship!
While here it would be in a forest similar to the one we saw with Zuko and Iroh in previous images. The costume work again is impeccable, having many details very well done. Also here we can see wear marks on Nyla's saddle, who we can also see and looks pretty good, at least her ears. The detail is such that there are even hairs of the animal stuck to the grip of the saddle. With this we already have 25 images officially revealed, and some more that were leaked if you will, as Roku's beard, or the interview with Entertainment Weekly. People, there is very little time left to see this series in action and everything looks very good. Stay tuned for more news and I will upload them to the channel as soon as possible. Leave me in the comments which was the one you liked the most, and if you still do not know who will be all actors who will play the characters in Netflix adaptation, I leave this video on the cards. See you soon with more content. Bye.